Are you ready to finish 2025 strong? Most realtors coast into the holidays and then wonder why January feels like starting from zero. In this video, I'm going to share three powerful goal planning hacks that top producing agents are using right now to set themselves up for a huge and productive 2026. So, if you want to hit the ground running and not be stuck playing catch up, this video is going to be for you. So, hey everyone, my name is Justin Lethby. I'm your trainer, coach, and your professor of real estate. I've worked with thousands of agents, helping them get clarity, build systems, and most importantly, hit their goals. And today, I want to give you a simple framework to finish strong this year and be ready for January. And I want to do this without overcomplicating it too much. So, let's talk about what's going to happen here. First, let's talk about hack one. Let's reflect before you reset. The biggest mistake realtors are making is they jump into planning new goals without knowing what's happened the last 9 months. This is going to take reflecting. Hopefully, you are already doing this year or week in, week out, month in, month out. You're already doing this. But in case you're not, let's just talk about asking really three questions. What worked this year? What didn't? And what do I need to change? So let's have an example. Maybe open houses got you 4 deals this summer, but your social media crickets. That's a clue on where you need to double down, right? I'm going to tell you, well, let's skip this for a second. Before I get into what I'm going to tell you, I learned this from John Maxwell. It was a simple thing that a previous college basketball coach would always do at halftime. What's working, what's not working, and what do we need to correct? Right. These were three simple questions. And what the coach started doing towards the end was asking the athletes to come in and do this. And when it was all said and done, they would come in and agree, disagree, and that's where the conversation is. The value for doing this is you're taking some analysts, you're taking some accountability. You are looking into this and just not charging for it. Sometimes we look at a microcosm and we fail to see the bigger picture. So I'm going to tell you, if you skip this step, you're just repeating old mistakes. It's just with a new calendar. So make sure you reflect before you reset. The power of doubling. So here's a challenge I give most people that I talk to. I'll ask them, let's set your goals. And I will not do anything about it. I just let them do it. And I'll let them even take a couple days for this. But when they come back and they say what their goals are, I go, okay, now double it. And it's not necessarily because you have to hit that number, but it forces you to think differently. It's going to force you to think, one, can I? Two, how would I make it happen? And three, do I need better systems? And that's really where I think some of the power comes into this, because if we're not reflecting before this, we haven't really asked ourselves some very important questions to see what needs to be done. I'm also going to tell you, most goals in life today require a little nervous energy, we'll call it. I used to call it the tingling in the toes, right? When you sit there and you looked out from heights, for me anyways, it was energetic, it was energizing. We need to make sure that's happening. So if your goal was to close 10 deals this year, get 10 closings, you know how to get there, same as always. But if I say, let's get 20, suddenly you go, oh, shoot, who do I need to call? I can't call the same people. I've already worked with them. What systems do I need to change? What habits must I change? You're only going to grow when you stretch. John Maxwell's law of the rubber band says rubber bands are great, but they're not effective until they're being stretched. That's the same with us. So let's make sure we are doing things to stretch ourselves. not not stress ourselves, right? We need to stretch ourselves, not stress ourselves. So we need to find that right mix in the middle there. I've done this several times. I actually was doing one time. I had a back in the day a business builder blueprint or business builder class. I'm now changing it to the real estate success blueprint because I've added more stuff to it. But I had it before, and I did this to a couple people, and I said, "Okay, double it." And their eyes got wide. It looked huge. It was very, very scary for them. And it was an 8-week program. Afterwards, I didn't hear from 'em. It was done the first year, didn't hear from 'em until the end of the year, and I got an email from them thanking them, saying, "I hit my goals." And the crazy thing about it was they hit their goals way sooner. It wasn't the end of the year, it was within about 4 or 5 months. So, let's make sure you are stretching yourselves, not stressing yourself, but let's aim for those higher goals. I promise you're capable of surprising yourself. All right. So hack 3, there's a book out there that's called A 12-Week Year, and I am a big fan. It's worked for me. It's worked for a lot of people. I was actually talking to a fellow agent friend of mine who we were just reminiscing about that book a little bit. So let's start talking about 12-week sprints. Instead of planning for 12 months, let's plan for 12 weeks. This again is just straight from the 12-week year. And it is a model that will help make it work. So why am I going to push this? Well, it works for several reasons. One, 12 months is so far away. It looks so far out. I can get to that one. I don't need to make that phone call today. I still got time. I still got time. Well, if you break those goals down and now you've doubled them and now you got to make twice as many phone calls, it's going to create a little bit of urgency. Plus, the program actually has built some really good self accountability in there. Don't get me wrong. Always make sure you partner with somebody. That's one of the best ways to get this done. But it's also going to help you define clarity. I'm going to tell you the other side result that I absolutely loved about this particular solution was, especially for real estate, you can course correct a lot faster. You can course correct within a couple of weeks if things aren't working for you. Within at least a 12-week, you can do that for next month and figure out or the next 12 and figure out what's going on. So I think it just lines up very well for our industry. So if you want 5 transactions, break that down. That's 1 to 2 deals per month. So what are those daily actions that are going to lead to that? How many phone calls do I make? How many follow-ups? How many database touches? Now it's trackable and now it's definable. But I'm also going to tell you, we need to make sure we trade perfection for progress. I would much rather you consistently hit 80% than plan at 100% and never execute. One of my favorite things of all times in real estate is, oh, I'm not ready. It doesn't sound like me. It's not doing this. It doesn't do that. And sending out, so they don't send out the emails. They don't send out the newsletters. They don't send out the cards of thank yous or whatever, because it doesn't sound like them or it's not perfect. Well, 80% of something is going to be 100% of nothing every time. So I'm going to encourage you going through that 12-week year, have an action plan and move forward. It's just something to think about. So let me ask you, what's your year-end goal? We have October, November, and December. So we got our last 12 weeks. What's that goal? Drop in the comments. Say it out loud, make it real. And you're and you never know who you'll inspire. I want to see it. You guys are always my inspiration. So let's build the next year now. October, November are the best months to set your foundation for 2026. The agents who win the spring market, they are planting the seeds now. They're planting them in the fall. People are getting ready. They're thinking about it. Usually they'll take the holidays off, although still November and December are some of the best times to sell. Just be careful. So let's call your database with a holiday touch. Plan your January market campaigns right now. Start scheduling Q1 prospecting days in your calendar. Put your days off. Let's not talk about that burnout quite yet, but be careful about that. I hope you found this helpful. And if you did, hit the like button. It really does help the channel grow so I can keep bringing you free training like this. And if you want to go deeper, I've got a full real estate success blueprint waiting for you. You'll find the link in the description below. Remember, finish strong. Remember, finishing strong isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter with focus and intention. You've got this, and I can't wait to see what you achieve. I'll see you in next week's video.